welcome back to one more video session. Here we are going to discuss another important concept that is called as cloning vectors. What is this cloning vector? The main DNA fragment which is used to carry the foreign DNA in the host organism. Okay, so that is cloning vectors. So here let me just write the structure of the cloning vector. Good example for a cloning vector is plasmid. Simple, right? You know about the plasmid. Plasmid is a type of autonomously replicating extracellular DNA present in a bacteria. You will not see this particular plasmid in any of the living organism, only in the bacteria, correct? Okay, so we just write, for example, plasmid. So I will not write plasmid because in the genetic engineering, scientists use different types of vector or cloning DNAs. Okay, so that is actually cloning vectors. So we just write it as vector DNA. Vector DNA, or it is also called as vehicle DNA. See the names, because this main DNA, circular DNA, which carries our gene of interest or foreign DNA. So we just write that foreign DNA here. This particular foreign DNA can also be called as passenger DNA. Please note this point, very important in your competitive examination. Passenger DNA is the other name of foreign DNA. Got it? Or it is also can be called as alien DNA. See the names. Why it is alien? Because this particular fragment of DNA is taken from a different organism. For this vector DNA, this foreign DNA is strange. So it is alien DNA. Got it? Why it is passenger DNA? Because this particular DNA is ligated to the vector DNA. So vector DNA acts like a vehicle which carries this passenger DNA in the host organism, and this particular foreign DNA produces the desired products, that is nothing but in the form of proteins. Got it? So this is one important thing. Let me just talk about one more concept which comes under cloning vector, that is copy number. So what is this copy number? Copy number is nothing but, for example, just let us assume that I have ligated these two. So I use blue color for the vector DNA and white color for the foreign DNA or passenger DNA. Now this is called as rDNA, we know that. So I am going to introduce this rDNA into a host organism. In this case I am taking a simple E. coli, Escherichia coli as our host organism. Okay, so I will introduce this to this host organism. Let me just write the blue and white here. Okay, so this particular vector DNA, it has got certain properties. That is the reason why we select this particular vector DNA. What is the property? It has got the capacity to replicate anywhere else independently. So that is important character actually. Okay, so because of that character, it further divides, replicates within the host organism and produces multiple copies. See, we have got two now. Earlier we introduced one, now we have more, correct? Okay, so this is the thing. This is called as copy number. What is copy number? What is the capacity of this particular vector DNA to divide in the host organism to produce more number of vectors? So that means if I talk about vector, then it is nothing but recombinant DNA. So it is, we can also say like this. It is the capacity of recombinant DNA inside the host organism to divide. That's it. And how many copies of rDNAs are produced from a single rDNA? How many copies? That is called as copy number. If you take a specific cloning vector, that is plasmid. Plasmid is naturally occurring chromosomal DNA in the bacterium. Okay, this plasmidium can produce one or two maximum, minimum obviously one, that is introduced. Okay, and because of the division it will produce one more copy, that is one, and it can produce one more. So we just write one more rDNA. So this is actually two now. Okay, so maximum number of rDNA within the host organism after introduction of rDNA is nothing but one or two. So that is called as copy number. So it is the ability of the plasmid to produce more number of rDNA. Got it? So this is the thing. Now if we take one more cloning vector, that is bacteriophage. These are nothing but the viruses which normally infect a simple bacterium and insert its genetic material. The genetic material inside the host organism multiplies rapidly. It is actually faster than a normal plasmid. So nowadays bacteriophages are preferred than plasmid or over plasmid. So for example, we just write this is a bacterium, now this is my host organism, and I am using bacteriophage to introduce the rDNA. So I have already constructed rDNA here. So let us just assume that this white color is rDNA and it is being introduced into the host organism. Now it starts producing multiple copies of rDNA. It's nothing but replication of the genetic material. That's it. Okay, because I have ligated a foreign DNA to the bacteriophage DNA. Now the bacteriophage DNA is nothing but the cloning vector. Got it? So because of the capacity of the cloning vector of the bacteriophage, more and more number of rDNAs are produced within the host organism before the host organism undergoes cell division. Got it? See, this is the first cell, the host organism, and you could see around 5 rDNAs. So that means the copy number in the bacteriophage is very high. Please note this point. The main intention of a scientist is to get high number of this particular rDNA inside the host organism. So which one you prefer, plasmid or bacteriophage? Bacteriophage, right? So this is the thing. But still we need to consider certain characteristics. If the bacteriophage doesn't exhibit some characteristics that is very important for selection. So we will not understand what is this selection. Okay, simple, easy way, let me just explain it. What is this selection of recombinants and non-recombinants? Okay, assume that I am a scientist and I am just doing this genetic engineering. Okay, so this is the Petri plate, and in the Petri plate, let me just put around 5 host organisms. Let us assume that these are all nothing but the host organism E. coli, as E. coli. Okay. And now I am introducing, let us assume that this is the rDNA. So, okay, I have got around 3 rDNA. So, I am just introducing rDNA. Okay, you need to assume that this is experiment. Okay, experiment in the sense like you cannot start with a single rDNA. You have to construct multiple number of rDNA. Got it? Because there is a high chance of failure. Why there is a high chance? The thing is, it's microscopic, one thing, and it is actually tinier. You cannot even see them under a normal microscope. You got it? So this is the thing. So this particular experiment is very difficult actually for a scientist. But anyhow, let us assume that he is trying to introduce this rDNA into the host organism. Out of 5 host organisms, 3 has particularly 3 host organisms they have taken this rDNA. Okay, so these 2 are not taken that rDNA. So whoever, particularly this particular 3 host organism, they have taken up this rDNA are called as recombinants. Hope you understood this word, recombinants. The other name of the same is transformants. See the names, recombinants, that the host organism which has taken the rDNA, recombinant DNA. It is also called as transformants because it has taken a different DNA from outside. So it has got transformation. Hope you know the meaning of transformation. It is the process in which a bacterium takes up the foreign DNA from the environment or from the surface. Got it? And transforms itself. So that is actually transformants. Got it? And these 2 host organisms, they have not taken up the rDNA. They are called as non-recombinants. Non-recombinants, the other name is non-transformants. That's it. Yes. So note this point actually. So I have to select a type of cloning vector which help me to select only recombinants and eliminate non-recombinants. This is very important actually. Got it? Otherwise, simply like I am conducting the experiment and finally this is the host organism. I assume that all the 5 host organisms have taken up the recombinant DNA, and actually I provide the medium for this and I do a lot of procedure, that is expensive procedure, and ultimately I expect 100% products, that is 100% success, but I get only 50% of the products, that is 50% success. So it should not happen actually. Okay, or maybe in the experiment in the initial stage itself I made a big mistake that finally ultimately these rDNA, they have not entered into any of the host organism, failed. But I assume that okay, they have taken, the host organism have taken up the rDNA. I believe that, but it did not. Okay, so this is failure. To avoid the chances of failure, what we have to do is we have to be very precautious to select a type of cloning vector for the particular experiment, for the particular genetic engineering technique. Got it? So that is the thing actually. So you may get a question like, what is the necessity of selecting cloning vector, specific cloning vector? Why? Simple. For the selection of the recombinants or transformants and elimination of non-recombinants or non-transformants. You will understand it when I discuss about its salient features. Okay. So there is a particular procedure called as blue-white screening. I'll just make you understand that later. Okay, that is nothing but selection of recombinants, elimination of non-recombinants. So in the initial stages itself, I can remove them to avoid the failure rate. That's it. Okay, so this is the thing. And one more thing is point I would like to add here. Please write down. Why particularly like cloning vectors are preferred? The thing is to link the foreign DNA or alien DNA or passenger DNA to the vector DNA. So that is one point, first point. The second point is selection of recombinants, elimination of non-recombinants. Okay, two important points. Hope you understood it. Now let me just give you some example for different types of cloning vectors which is used in genetic engineering. The first one is common one, that is plasmid. Nowadays scientists do not prefer plasmid because some organisms like some bacteria's plasmids are not exhibiting certain properties. Okay, we'll understand it later. What properties are required for the genetic engineering, or maybe like we can go with the bacteriophages. Right here, bacteriophages. Nowadays, bacteriophages are preferred. Why? Because high rate of copy number. Okay. The next is cosmids, another type of cloning vector. Okay, from the lambda phage or the phage mates. Sorry, this is lambda phage. Phage mates, okay, extracted from a bacteriophage, okay, or maybe artificially constructed. Nowadays, scientists construct artificial cloning vector because they want certain features. If the features are not present here in this, these are natural cloning vectors, then we have to construct artificial cloning vector. Simple, you get it in the gene library, you have to construct it, that's it. Okay, so we just write some examples. PUC18 is artificially constructed cloning vector, or PBR322 is also artificially constructed cloning vector. Okay, or nowadays, if you want to ligate a long foreign DNA, see, whatever I have mentioned here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, total 6 cloning vectors, which normally carry a small, tiny fragment of DNA, which contains hardly 10 base pairs. The foreign DNA contains 10 base pairs. That is nothing but gene. That means it is understood that they used to carry small gene. Got it? If for example, in human mix, there are so many long, like large sequence. That is, so many sequences are present actually in a particular gene. So let us assume that one particular gene has got 100 base pairs. Okay, so it is longest gene. So can I ligate this longest gene to this? No. For that, I need to take another DNA as cloning vector. For example, we can consider this bacterial artificial chromosome. Do you remember it? Yes, you remember this bacterial artificial chromosome, or yeast artificial chromosome. Please note this point. These two are preferred over these because they can carry a large piece of foreign DNA. That is nothing but containing more than 100 base pairs of DNA. Got it? So that is actually the advantage of this. So these are the things you have to note down. So that's all about from the introduction part of the cloning vector. Now we will talk about the salient features of cloning vector. So I'll erase it.